Hi there, my name is Bowie. I use they, them pronouns. Welcome to an interval training session today. Yes, so excited. If you're new to trying out some training, welcome. It's really great to have you join in. If you're coming back and you've done some of these before, well done. So cool to have you practicing something, trying things out on a somewhat regular basis. Remember, it's not about being perfect. Doing things when you can, it's what it's all about. Now, before we begin, I want to acknowledge that these videos are recorded on the stolen lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. Sovereignty never was and never will be ceded, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I also want to thank Drum and Street Services, Queer Space, for all the rad stuff that they do with us and beyond, supporting our whole community. We are really grateful for being able to partner with them so we can bring this stuff to you so that you can move at home. Now, before we begin, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge that, we've here in Melbourne just gone into a second lockdown. It's a bit shit. There's nothing we can do about it, and it's going to be hard for some people, and it's okay. It's okay to be feeling crappy right now. You don't have to be doing stuff. You don't have to do anything. But if you can take a moment in your day to just do something that's good for you, it doesn't matter what it is. Even if it's just having a glass of water, do it. All those little things add up. And we've got 6 weeks to get through together here. So finding those little things each day that can just do something positive for you is what it's all about. And don't think you've got to be doing anything at all. If you want to spend 2 weeks sitting on the couch, do it. It's all okay. And if at any point you feel like jumping in and trying some stuff out with us, even if it's our live stretch sessions, they're a good place to start. You don't have to do anything you don't want, but you do get to move a little bit. And movement can be a really great way to support your mental health, especially in situations like this. It can be a nice positive outlet. You can just do one stretch. It doesn't matter. You don't have to spend the whole session here. Just pop in, do something. Know that you're doing it with other people as well, so you're not alone. And I'm there, live, stretching with you. But my point is just do what you can for you. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a cruisy 6 weeks for any of us. So take that time and be gentle with yourself. Now we're going to begin our session with a warm-up. We're going to start with our necks here, some joint mobility and some nice gentle movements that get all of our joints lubricated and ready for some action. We're going to start at the top with some head tilt. So we're going to take our ear and we're going to bring it down to our shoulder, and then we're going to swap sides. And we're going to alternate left and right for about 10. So I reckon that's around 3. Just nice and slowly getting to where you can get to. There's no set a position you're supposed to be able to get your neck into, just wherever you're at. I think that's about 7, it's 8, 9, and 10. That's it. Keeping our shoulders relaxed now, we're going to take our chin and we're going to point it up towards the roof. So just gently reaching your chin up towards the roof and then tucking it down to your collarbones. And we're going to look up. And we're going to look down. Again, we're going to go for 10 up and 10 down. That's 4, 5. Just be nice and slow here. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Glorious. Finish off now. We're going to take our chin and we're going to look to the right and bring our chin as close to our collarbone as we can, not pulling our shoulder forward. The point is not to get them to touch, just to look across as far as you can. And we're going to look to the left. That's 2. We're going to go for 10 each side. That's 3. So I just practice for looking left and right before we cross the road once we're allowed back outside. 6, in case you miss having to look both ways. Here we are. That's about 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Amazing. Moving down to our shoulders now. Now we have two options here. So if you're someone whose shoulders are a little bit uncomfortable to move into big positions, like full range of movement, you're going to lead with your elbow here, and you're just going to do a gentle little circle to whatever position feels good for you. So don't bring that arm up too high if coming to here causes pain. Go a little bit lower, shrug a little bit more. It's totally okay. We're going to go 10 backwards and 10 forwards. Now, if your shoulders feel good about doing a bigger range of movement, you're going to take a straight arm and you're going to pass it back past your ear. And we're going to go 10 backwards and 10 forwards. So whether you want to shrug it or whether you want to do a straight arm, totally a choice. You know your body. But let's go 10 backwards in whatever variation you feel good about. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then we're going to bring it forwards. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and we're going to swap sides. Same thing again, either straight arm or leading with your elbow. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Boom. Moving to our wrists now. I'm going to bring our elbows in, we're going to tuck them to our sides, have our palms facing us, and we're just going to circle them towards us. We're going to go for 10. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to push our palms away from ourselves, so push the back of our hands away from ourselves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing. Bringing our hands down, we're going to place them on our hips now. We're going to have our feet somewhere around hip width apart. Don't go too wide here, but don't go too narrow because you don't want to tip over. Our hands are on our hips because it gives our hands a job. And what we're going to do from this position is push our hips forwards as far as we can. And we're going to circle around whatever side you feel like circling around to first. Sticking your butt out at the back, or you can feel a bit uncomfortable, coming around to the side again and back to the front. And that is 1 hip circle. Now we're going to do 9 more of these, just nice and slowly. Doesn't matter if they're not quite so circular and they're a little bit more octagonal. Doesn't matter what happens when we get tight hips and butts from sitting for long periods of time. So, that's it. This is about 5, 6. Just nice and slow. Making sure that you're pushing your hips out as far as you can in every direction as you circle around. But keep your chest up. So get the hips moving, not your shoulders. I think that's about 9. We'll do 1 more. Yeah. And that's about 10. And then we're going to go back the other way. So you're going to reverse that direction. And we're going to do 10 in this opposite side. You might find they feel a bit different. Totally okay. When our bodies are tight in different spots and different movements, just highlight that. I think that's about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, lucky last, and 10. Oh, yes. Alrighty, moving down to our knees now. You're going to bring your feet either completely together or close. Hands are going to rest gently on the tops of your knees here, so you should be able to take your hands away and not fall over. If you tip forward, just a little bit too much pressure on the tops of your knees there, friend. So wind that back a bit, kind of sit down, making sure that your butt is really holding you up here. What we're going to do is dip our knees forward, circle around to the left, straighten our legs up at the back, push them around to the right, and just nice little circles. You're not going to get a lot of sideways movement here because our knees are not designed to go sideways in a nice, safe way. Generally, if our knee has gone sideways, something bad has happened. So we don't want to push that too far. And that's about 7. We're going to get to 10. So 8, and that's 9. One more. 10. And then we're going to reverse it. We're going to go back the other way. 2, 3, 4. That's it. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Glorious. Finishing off at our ankles with ankle circles. Now, if you feel that you need to have something to balance, because we are going to hop onto one foot here, then definitely feel good about that, finding like back of a chair or a wall, because you want to be on one foot, and we're going to be on it for a little bit. So you don't want to be focusing on just balancing and not being able to move your foot. Now, once you've found any balancing aid that you may require, you're going to point your toes. It looks fancy, makes it easier to do circles with. So we're going to circle inwards for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to swap sides. So again, foot comes up. You might notice that you've got a bit of different balance on each foot. Totally okay. Sometimes it's just like that. Again, pointing our toes, fancy toes. And then we're going for 10. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alrighty, we're going to take it down to the floor to finish off our warm-up today. So I will meet you down there. Here we are, friends, finishing off our warm-up on the floor. We are going to start by rolling over onto our stomachs here. Now, we're going to take a moment just sitting up on our elbows, because it's not real often that we come down onto the floor and hop into this position. So it can be a little bit of a shock to our lower back, like through our mid-back section here. So we're just going to hold this for just a moment, and we're going to breathe, and we're just going to give our back a moment to realize that it's okay to be in this position. That's it. And we're going to slowly lower ourselves down to the floor, bring our hands to under the fronts of our shoulders. And from here, you're going to gently begin to straighten your arms, only getting to a point where it feels comfortable for you. So if it starts to feel really intense in your mid-back, just ease up there and come back down. And we're going to slowly work straightening our arm, building that curve in our spine if you feel good about it. Otherwise, just getting to that point where you're like, I don't need to go any further, and stick there. Just coming up to that height every time. That's it. Keeping it going. Nice and slow here. Working towards straighter arms if you can. That's it. We're going to do 3 more. That's it. Second last. Alrighty, 1 more. Excellent. Coming back down with our elbows. We're going to bring our knees to under ourselves. Come up onto hands and knees. That's the graceful way to do it. We're all about graceful movements around here. That's not true. Move however you can and however you feel good about doing. That's all that matters. Now from here, we're going to bring our hands just forwards from our shoulders. We're going to curl our toes under here and in what I call action feet, like we're ready to just push ourselves up in action. We're not doing that, don't worry. All we're going to do is just sit back towards our heels here, sitting back and then rocking forwards, either just to over our hands or a little bit past if you feel good about doing that. Sitting back, rocking forward. That's the way. Nice and slowly. Noticing any tightness you may be feeling. Seeing if you can just gently sink back down into this. We're going to do one more. That's it, coming forward. We're going to bring our hands a little bit closer and we're going to sit back onto our heels again. From here, you're going to look over your left shoulder, not twisting your body, just bringing your chin to your shoulder, looking back with your eyes. Then we're going to look to the right. That's it. Nice. Now we're going to look up and down. Looking up, tucking your chin down. Nicely done. Finishing off, bringing our hands to under our shoulders, our knees to under our hips. You can bring your toes out from under your foot now and bring your top of your foot to the floor. And we're going to do some slow circles. So shifting your weight to the left, sitting gently back towards your heels, circling around to the right, bringing your weight over to the right, around the front. I'm just going to do some nice, slow, controlled circles here. And then we're going to go back the other way. That's it. And just nice and slow. Pushing out to the side as far as you feel good about. You don't have to go further. And if you start tipping over, definitely don't go that far. That, my friends, concludes our warm-up. So we're going to now work through some 7-minute intervals. So if you need to, have a sip of water, have a little break, and we're going to jump straight into things. Here we are, interval number 1, our first 7 minutes. Now, to get started, I'm going to demonstrate these exercises, but I will start the clock and we're going to work through them together. So get the timer started, buzz. And now we're going to work through our first movement, which is going to be a squat pulse. So you're going to be somewhere just wider than your hips, toes slightly outwards. You're going to bring your hands up in front of your chest, and we're going to slowly sit down as low as we can go. And then we're going to straighten up, but we're not going to come fully up. Come like 3/4 of the way up. We're going to go back down. Oh, and then up and then down. Just nice slow pulses. That's it. I think that's 4. It is now. I want to do 5. I want to do 1 more. 6. Coming back down. And then standing up nice and slowly. Amazing. 6 squat pulses. Yes. Done. Moving on. We're going to go to a single leg high knee here. So finding a nice stable position, we're going to take one knee. Doesn't matter what side you start on. And you're just going to bring it up as high as you can. Doesn't have to be this high, wherever you can get to. It's going to come back down. And then we're going to go again. And we're going to go 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to swap sides. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Making sure that you're doing it slowly. You don't want to swing your leg up. We're not using momentum here. We want to lift our leg. And if you need something for balance, totally hold on to something there so you can do that 1 foot thing comfortably. We're going to finish off with 2 options here, either a squat jump or a squat to calf raise. So our squat jump is just squatting down as low as you feel comfortable to, and then doing a nice little jump. Now, if you don't feel like jumping or you're not good about jumping, you're going to squat down, stand up, bink, in a nice little calf raise, so just by lifting your heels up off the floor there. There are 2 options. We're going to go for 4. So squat jump, squat to calf raise, whatever you feel good about doing. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nicely done. Alrighty, that is one time through. We have a few minutes left on the clock. So we'll keep going, starting back at the top with our squat pulses. So setting our feet up. So we're not rushing through this. We're not trying to just like get as many as we can. Working through nice steady pace, controlled movements. Controlled movements are safe movements, and that's what we're all about. 6 squat pulses. Setting our feet up, and let's go. Coming down as low as you can, 3/4 of the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nice. We've got our single knee raises now. So remember, find that thing you need to balance if you have to. Starting with whatever leg you feel good about starting with. Gonna go for 6. Let's go 1. Remember, lifting. We don't want to swing. 2, 3. Challenge yourself to do this with as much lift as you can and as little swing as you can. I think that's 5. 1 more. 6. I'm going to swap sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Great. Finishing off with either our 4 squat jumps or our squat to calf raise, or feel like alternate if you want to. Do one, then do the other. Change it up. Give yourself some options. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing. Back at the top already? What? Squat pulses. Yay. Here we go. Hands in front of the chest. Feet somewhere around hip width. Toes slightly out. Doing well, friends. We go for 6. All the way down as far as you can. 3/4 of the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yes. Single knee raise. Oh, feel that burn. Let's go. Whatever leg you feel like starting with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Swapping sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Squat jumps. Remember, rest at any time here. You don't have to keep on working through this exercise. If you want to have a break between each one, totally do that. You are not required to just continually move your body. You rest whenever you feel good about resting. For as long as you feel like resting, it is all okay. I'm going to do some squat jumps, so feel free to watch if that's what you want to do. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Back at the top already. We have just a touch over 60 seconds to go. Back to our squat pulses. Feet somewhere around hip width. Hands in front of our chest because it helps keep our chest up. As down as low as you can. 3/4 of the way up. Let's go. 1, 2. Keep it nice and slow here. 3. It's 4. 5. 1 more. 6. Oh, they burn. Embrace the burn. 30 seconds. Let's get some knee raises in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more. 6. I'm going to swap sides. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 6. Oh, let's get a couple of squats in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right on 7 minutes. Buzz. 1 round down, friends. Have a drink. Have a breather. 2 more to go. We'll be right back. Alrighty, friends, second interval, here we come. This one, you will need a little bit of fun household equipment. So, 2 options. If you have a shopping bag, whack some cans in there. As many as you feel good about to make it a weight that feels good for you. Some cans, or alternatively, a bucket. Buckets are great. You can put stuff in it and it's got a handle. What we need is something with a handle that can put some stuff in here. So whatever that looks like for you and with whatever weight you feel good about shifting around, go with that. Yes, we are. Household training equipment, winning. So we're going to start with a movement called a push-up pulse. I'm just going to shift you for a moment, thank you. And we're going to do it from an incline here. So if you've got a kitchen bench, a table, a coffee table, a chair that's backed up against a wall, because you don't want this sucker sliding away, use that. I'm going to use this bench that I prepared earlier here. It's always here, I didn't prepare it earlier. But we're going to go with this. So what you're going to do, take your hands, you're going to bring them to about shoulder width apart, and we're going to step our feet back. Alrighty? And what we're going to do from here is lower ourselves down as low as we can, and then come 3/4 of the way up, kind of like our squat pulse. And we're going to go for 6 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Stepping ourselves forward and coming up away from the bench. Now our next movement, we're going to use some of our trusty household weights, whether it's your bucket or whether it's your shopping bag full of stuff, does not matter. You're going to lean like on a chair. You can use your leg here as well and brace your weight, like really lean into this to use that to support yourself. Taking your household weight, whatever that looks like, with the opposite hand to your front foot. And you're going to bring your wrist up to your ribs. And then you're going to lower it back down. And this is going to be a movement. This is a bent row. So that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to swap sides. So we're stepping our opposite foot forward. We're resting our right hand on our right knee if your right foot is forward, or your left hand on your left knee if your left foot is forward. Opposite hand takes the weight, bringing our wrist up to our ribs, or as close to it as you can get. It's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Amazing. And then we're going to finish off, I keep needing that, with a movement called a lateral raise. Lateral meaning out to the side. Fancy way of saying lift it out to the side. So you're going to take your weight. We're going to move away from anything because our arms are coming out to the sides. We don't want to go punching things off shelves or tables or, I don't know, people close by. We don't want to do any of that. So make sure you've got lots of space for this one. And you're going to hold your bag, your bucket, your whatever, like you would carry your shopping bag. And all you're going to do from here is lift it out to the side as high as you feel comfortable to do so. Just like this. It makes it easier to squeeze your opposite fist when you do this because it gives some tension on this side. That's 3. I'm going to go for 6. So 4, 5, and 6. Yes. And I'm going to swap sides. If you're using a bucket, they can be a little bit swingy, so just be mindful to try and keep it as slow and smooth as possible. I'm going to do 6 on the opposite side, so 1, If you're finding it's a little bit of a challenge, you can take some weight out as well. You don't want to be busting yourself here. Just something that gives you a little bit of resistance that's comfortable. It's 4, 5, one more, and 6. Amazing. I'm going to plop that there. We're going to come back over because we're back to our push-up pulses. So finding that counter, that cable, whatever it is you've got that gives you a comfortable incline. Bracing our hands, shoulder width apart, stepping our feet back. Now, squeeze your butt here. It's really important to have a nice straight body, and we do that by squeezing our butts. When you're ready, you're lowering yourself down as far as you feel comfortable, pushing yourself 3/4 of the way up. So keep a little bend in your elbows here. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Great. Moving on to our bent rows. I'm just going to use this bag because that's all the way over there. Now, if you have a bag that's a bit too long on the handle, if you twirl the handle and then loop it down underneath, you get a shorter handle. Ha-ha, just like that. Bracing on our front knee or using a bench or a chair or something. Bringing our wrist up to our ribs. 2, keeping the elbow nice and high. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then swapping sides, so you're just swapping that loop. Same thing again. Leaning your body weight on this front hand. Feel really good about that. Don't let your lower back trying to take up all the load here. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Cans are a little bit loud, but that's all right. They stay over there. Or if you've only got the one bag, you're bringing it with you to somewhere you have a little bit more space so that we can do our lateral raises. Starting with the same hand that you started with the first time. I like to start most things with my non-dominant side because it works harder because it's not quite as strong. So I always want to make sure that I'm not doing more on this side than I do on my non-dominant side. Otherwise it makes things unbalanced. So non-dominant hand, let's go 1, 2, just nice and slowly here. 3, bringing it up as high as you feel comfortable to. 4, opposite hand, squeezes in a fist. That's 5, one more. 6, nice. We're going to swap sides. Opposite hand, squeeze tight. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more, and 6. All that control here. We don't swing the weight out, especially when we're using something like a bucket, which has a tendency to like flick all over the place. Oh, we've got 30 seconds. We're going to get these push-up pulses in, I think, friends, and that'll do us. So finding that push-up position. Let's go for 6. 1, 2, 3, remember 3/4 of the way up. 4, 5, and 6. 2, 1. Buzz. 7 minutes. Well done. Have a breather. Have a sip of water, friends. We have one more 7-minute round to get back through. And I'll see you in just a moment. Here we are, friends. We are ready for our final round. Last 7 minutes we're going to work through. As always, I'm going to start the timer and then I'm going to work through the movements with you. We're going to go nice and slowly that first time through, and then afterwards, if you feel good about it, you can pick up that pace. You can just cruise along with me. It doesn't really matter. So this one, we're going to need a chair, a bench, something low. If you were using something for your incline push-ups that was kind of around knee height, use that. But if you're using a chair, make sure it's in a stable position that's not going to slip away from you. We're going to start by sitting down. Make sure I start the timer. Otherwise, we might be going for an exceptionally long time. We're going to take a seat on whatever. Sit your butt on the front edge of it here, and you can use your hands on the front or like on the sides if you've got like sides of your chair. I don't have that, but whatever works for you to brace yourself here. And what we're going to do is lean back gently so you can feel your stomach start to work. And then you're going to tuck one leg up and then swap it over. That's it. So 3, nice and slowly, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go to 10 here. 7, 8, 9, 10. Feel good about that one. If you want to keep one foot down before you swap, that is also okay. You don't have to do the switch in the air there. Go with what feels good for you. Now we're going to bring it down to the floor. So making sure you have a space where you can kind of pop down on the ground. And we're going to go to a low plank. So we're going to be on our front. And we're going to start by just laying down in our stomach here. Your elbows are going to come under your shoulders. You want to pull your toes up towards yourself. And what we're going to do here is brace our bodies, lift our hips up off the floor, and then come back down. I'm going to do 6 like this. So raising up, coming back down. That's 2. That's 3. It's 4, 5, and 6. Challenging. And finishing off, we're going to roll over onto our back here. Now you've got 2 options. Option 1 is to have your knees bent 90 degrees. You're going to tuck your chin and roll your shoulders up off the floor and reach your fingers down towards your toes, and you're just going to hold there. This is called dishing. Our second option, if you're feeling good about it, is you can start sitting up like this and holding here just like this. Or if you want to start from the ground, just lift your legs up and stay a little bit close to the ground. Totally okay. Whatever works for you. We're going to hold for 10 seconds here. Alrighty. So find that position, whether it's bent knees or straight legs. I'm going to start from the floor, but feel free to start from sitting. We're lifting our legs, lifting our shoulders up as high off the floor as we can. And let's go. 1. Oh, I've got to watch right here. Don't even have to worry about counting. That's it, holding as long as you can. And relaxing. Oh, that was good. Or you did not have to hold that whole 10 seconds if it didn't feel good for you. So just hold as long as what feels comfortable. And it doesn't feel comfortable for any of it. So just take your own decision there on when you want to release that one if you don't want to go for the 10 seconds. And we're back over at our seat, and we're going to start from the top again with our knee tucks. Remember, alternating in the air or while one foot stays on the floor. Either way, totally fine. Leaning back, feeling your stomach tighten there. That's how you know you're in the right spot. You tuck one knee up, and then let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's it. 7, 8, 9, 10. Feet come down. Whew. Bring yourself down onto the ground, flat onto our stomachs. Elbows come under our shoulders, pulling our toes up towards our bodies. We're going to go for 6 plank pulses here. So bracing our body, lifting ourselves up, coming back down. That's 1. It's 2, making sure we're squeezing our butts at the top. It's 3, 4, 5. One more. And 6. Rolling it over for our hollow holds / dishing, whatever you feel good about. Remember, you can have that bent knees reaching down towards your toes, or we do legs out straight, lifting ourselves up. However we do it, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. That's it, and we're up. We're up in some sort of way, holding just as long as you feel good about. And relaxing. Wow. Alrighty, from the top, we're back over at our seated knee tucks. Crawling over to our bench because that's where we're at by now. And maybe it's just me. Setting ourselves up on the edge of our bench. Hands on the front, hands on the back. Doesn't matter where you're holding your seat. So long as you're leaning back and feeling your stomach working. And by now, I don't know about you, but my glob, does my stomach feel like it's working? Let's go for our 10 single leg knee tucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Coming down. Oh, we're almost there. We've got far less than 60 seconds to go. We've actually got about 30 seconds to go. So I think these plank pulses may just finish us off. Going for up to 6 of them, but for doing as many as you feel good about. Elbows under the shoulders, toes curled up. Let's go. 1, squeeze the butt at the top. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, we're done, friends. We're done. 7 minutes. That was good. I am going to feel that later. I hope you had fun working through these movements with me. I hope it felt manageable, that you felt welcome to move as much or as little as you felt good to do so. And that's what movement should always be about. Working with what feels good for you. If it starts feeling not good or not fun, don't do it. That's okay. No one has to do these things if they're not enjoying them. So I hope you learned some new things. I hope you did enjoy yourself. That is always my plan. And I hope you have a wonderful time now that you're finished. Well done. I celebrate you. You've just done something awesome for you, especially at a time, it's really stressful right now. So this can be a great help in supporting you and doing something really helpful and beneficial for you. And that's amazing. Have a drink of water, have a relax, and I will see you next class, which is going to be live. And it's not going to be live. I changed the days. It's Tuesday, and it is Tuesday morning, and it is our new time for our pre-recorded session. And it is Thursday nights that you will have a live class with me now. So I hope you can pop into both of those. Yes. See you later.